So I definitely believe in the power of individual impact, and demand definitely like defines the supply. So if we change, the industry will have to change. So this is amazing, the work that you're doing. I want to switch tracks a bit and talk about you as a young female entrepreneur, and how did Banish come about? What were the challenges that you faced in the early days of starting this business?
Yeah, I think there were lots of challenges, and there always is. I think that's the thing. It doesn't ever get easier. The challenges just change, and the hurdles change, and the problems change. Um, but I think for me, two things that I struggled with were not only being a woman, but also being young. I was
Mm-hmm.
23 when I started Banish, and in that sense, it really was difficult for me to be taken seriously. It still is difficult for me to be taken seriously, but what I found was, especially when you're trying to do something new that not many people have done before in an industry that is very male dominated, I would go to so many different networking events. I love talking to people. I love getting out there and chatting with people. That's something where I really thrived. So when I first started and I was working by myself, I found it really difficult being alone. So I would go to all of these different events, and I would be the only female and the only person under the age of 30. And that was difficult, but at the same time, I think I just rephrased it or reframed it in my head as an opportunity. These people were all trying to talk to this demographic that was traditionally difficult to talk to and difficult to reach and difficult to connect with. And I had the unique point of being that demographic. I knew what they wanted to hear, I knew what they were looking for. All of my friends were that, I was that. So I kind of used it as my superpower, and that's how we're still going today. Is the whole fact with Banish is that it's relatable, it's easy to understand. I'm very open with the challenges and the struggles that we're going through as an organization, and I think that ultimately helps people relate to us more, rather than being this poised, beautiful, flashy brand that everybody goes, well, that's beautiful, but they don't actually understand the why behind it. So I think it did take a while for me to understand, and to not understand, but to push through what I saw was a traditional barrier and see it as a superpower. But I'm glad that I did.
Yeah, I think every startup founder that I've talked to, it's like the journey is lonely, but there needs to be like a very strong core motivation, something that drives you. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Go Girl podcast. For more such inspiring conversations, do not forget to subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at Japnet Ahuja. Until next time, keep being unstoppable. You go, girl.